Hello guys! Welcome back to Denson channel. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, please tap the subscription button and hit the notification bell to get updated with my future uploads.
Ladies and gents, we're now on our journey further downstream to Greenwich. There's a few more places of interest along the way. I will point them out to you. Just like to say again, I'm not a professional tour guide. If I do make any mistakes, please do not tell me. Look over to the right hand side, you'll see a small entrance in the river. This is the entrance to St Saviour's Dock. Leads right up to Dockhead in Bermondsey, to where they filmed Oliver Twist, where Fagin and his lair of pickpocket boy thieves, to where you would have found Jacob's Island, where Bill Sykes come to his very sticky end. If you look up through the entrance, you'll see that the scenes really haven't changed that much since the film. If you look either side of us, you'll see these houseboats and Dutch barges. It has become so expensive to live along the banks of the River Thames. What a lot of people do, they go out to Holland, buy these Dutch barges and houseboats, bring them back to London and convert them into their own floating homes. Now it is a much cheaper way of living along the banks of the river. That is, of course, if you don't mind your living room bouncing up and down every day. Now, I have actually thought about it myself, and if you don't get on with your neighbours, don't worry too much, as you can simply cut their ropes overnight and watch them drift away. Now, I have had 5 new neighbours within the past 2 weeks. Just in front of us on the left hand side, you see a brown brick building with 3 red balconies and a capital E on the roof. That E stands for Execution Dock. This is where Judge Jeffreys used to bring pirates and smugglers down to the foreshore, chain them to the river's wall in the low water, and let 3 tides pass over their heads for officially pronouncing them as well and truly dead. The last execution to take place was to Captain William Kidd back in 1701. This execution was known as the Grace of Wapping. In front of us on the left hand side, the Thames Division Wapping Police Force, the oldest uniformed police force anywhere in the world, dating back 25 years before the Bow Street riots. The Wapping Police patrol the Thames 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just like our land police. Keep looking over to the left hand side. Behind Wapping Police Pier you can see St John's Wharf. Look just past that as well, you'll see Phoenix Wharf. You may have noticed the word wolf a lot along the banks of the river. What that word actually stands for is warehouse at river fronts. Warehouse at river fronts. Did anyone know that? No? That's because I just made it up. I'm only joking. It does actually mean that, folks. Directly on our left, a small brown pub called the Captain Kidd, named after the last pirate to be executed at the grace of Waterloo. Ladies and gentlemen, if we have anyone from America, there is a place of interest in front of us to our right. You see that construction work there? Look just past it. You see an American and Union flag flying just outside of a little white pub called the Mayflower, named after the Mayflower pilgrim ship. The Mayflower set sail from this point, sailed around to Plymouth to pick up the Pilgrim Fathers, then sailed on to the New World that we now know as America. Look to the roof of the pub, there is a small weather vane, a replica of the Mayflower pilgrim ship. Keep looking over to the right hand side, you'll see a blue and white building. It says Charles Hayes and Sons. Look just past it, between the orange life-ring belt and the brick wall, you see on our right, directly, you'll see two bronze statues of a man wearing a top hat and a little boy. If you was to go over to them statues, in the little boy's hand you'd see an open book. In that open book is a list of all the crew who went on the maiden voyage to America. That is Pilgrim's Park in the area of Rotherhithe, southeast London. If you look over to the left hand side, you'll see another black and white pub. It's called the Prospect of Whitby. It is the oldest pub on the banks of the River Thames, dating back to 1520. It was very famous for the pirates, smugglers and those notorious press gangs. The press gangs used to wait for fine young men to have a few too many to drink. As they would come stumbling out of the pub, they'd be crushed over the back of their heads and press ganged into the Royal Navy. The young men didn't want to join the Navy in those days. Their life expectancies would only be about 2 years before dying of scurvy or something far worse. In front of us on the left hand side, the orange brick apartments built on the site of Free Trade Wharf. During the plague, no ships would come upriver to deliver any goods, fear of catching the plague themselves, except for one country, that was the Dutch. Nowadays, when Dutch ships come upriver, they do come up completely free of charge. They do not have to pay no port fees or anything like that. That is also said to be where the old saying comes from, Dutch courage. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever lucky enough to be able to afford a riverside apartment, go for one of these warehouse conversions in front of us to our right. Globe Walk, you'll see a red crane just outside of the apartments. These apartments on our right are far better built than any of the apartments that you will find today. The walls of those apartments are built on 18 inches of solid brickwork, so they are far better built, and it is safe to say no one of you see working in this boat today lives in any of them, as it is far beyond our budget.
Mami, pag-charge mo nga yung isang ganito dyan. Marami pa ang baterya dyan eh. Lagyan mo na lang ng wire. Yung isang DJI lobat. Andyan yata sa pangalawa.
If you look over to the left hand side, you'll see another small entrance in the river. It's got a black bridge going across it called the Limehouse Marina. If you were to take a small boat up through the entrance, there is over 2,000 miles of inland waterways. It will take you right up to Manchester. They say it would take you 3 weeks to get to Manchester. We believe it could take you 3 years, as there is a pub at every lock. On the journey to Manchester, there are over 300 locks. Some people make their way up through the entrance and they never return.
Sa pangalawang gitna na bulsa.
And look in front of us on the left hand side along the riverfront, you'll see 2 small white apartments. Look before those apartments, you'll see a small brown pub with 3 wooden balconies. Look to the top of the building, you'll see in gold lettering it says The Grapes. The Grapes is a very famous landlord, Sir Ian McKellen. For any younger people on board, that is Gandalf out of Lord of the Rings. Now we have been told that he does live close by to his pub. Now you haven't heard this from me, but he may or may not have a yellow statue outside of his apartments. In front of us, the Canary Wharf complex. You'll also see there the Canada Tower. That's the building with a pyramid-shaped roof. A lot of people think that this building is called Canary Wharf, so it's actually called the Canada Tower, or One Canada Square. The whole area gets its name, Canary Wharf, because this is where ships used to come over from the Canary Islands to unload their cargoes of fruit. Hence the name, Canary Wharf. If you look either side of us or just in front of the boat, you'll notice these are the old warehouses which have already been converted into luxury apartments. Other than the price of property, there isn't really much for me to talk about this part of the river. I'm going to have a short break in the commentary. We will be approaching Greenwich within the next 10 minutes or so. Once we have Greenwich in our sights, I will pick the commentary up so you all know about Greenwich and also about returning boat times. Now just as I finish up, just to repeat what I said earlier on at the tower, most of you can tell by now anyway, I'm not a professional tour guide, I'm only a member of the crew. We do the commentaries, hopefully to make your journey a bit more enjoyable, hopefully even interesting. If you did listen to the commentary and maybe you enjoyed my few words, I would like to show appreciation for my efforts as your guide. You can do so very shortly in the old traditional manner. I will pass amongst you with the captain's commentary bucket. Please feel free to chuck a couple of bob into the bucket for what you may feel my few words have been worth. For those of you on board who might not know what a couple of bob means, just a very old English word that we have for a £20 note. Now all jokes aside, there's just one more thing I'd like to thank you all for. As of course you're very kind attention on the journey downstream. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you.
Ha? Dulo. Sama na ako.
Thank you for watching. Please click like and leave your comments below. If you are not yet subscribed, please do not forget to tap the subscription button and hit the notification bell to get updated with my future uploads. See you on my next video.